You grab your keys, you put on your shoes, you walk toward the door, and suddenly your dog steps right in front of you. They don't bark, they don't run around, they just stand there, blocking the doorway. Maybe they stare into your eyes. Maybe they slowly sit down. Maybe they refuse to move no matter how many times you say, "Excuse me." It almost feels like your dog is trying to stop you from leaving. But here's the strange part. Your dog isn't being stubborn, and they're not doing it by accident either. In fact, this small moment might reveal one of the deepest emotions your dog feels about you. And once you understand the real reason behind it, you may never look at that doorway moment the same way again. Part 1. Your dog knows exactly what's happening. Dogs are incredibly good at reading routines. Long before you actually open the door, your dog already knows something is about to happen. They notice the smallest signals, the sound of keys, the way you grab your jacket, the change in your walking pace, even the tone of your voice. To you, it feels like a normal morning routine, but to your dog, these signals mean one thing: you're leaving. And the moment they realize that, their brain immediately switches into attention mode. That's why many dogs walk straight to the doorway and place themselves right in your path. It's not random, it's intentional positioning. Your dog is making sure that before you go, you notice them. Part 2. The silent request for one more moment. Sometimes when a dog blocks the doorway, they aren't trying to stop you. They're asking for one more moment with you. Think about it from their perspective. For you, leaving the house might mean going to work, running errands, meeting friends. But for your dog, your presence is their entire world. You are their routine, their safety, their comfort. So when they realize you're about to leave, something inside them says, "Wait, before you go, look at me." That's why many dogs will sit directly in front of the door, lean against your leg, look up at you quietly. They're not being dramatic. They're simply saying, "Don't forget about me before you go." Part 3. A protective instinct. In some cases, doorway blocking comes from something even deeper: protection. Dogs naturally feel responsible for the safety of their home and their humans. When you move toward the exit, your dog may instinctively step in front because they want to check what's happening, observe the environment, and stay between you and potential danger. This behavior comes from ancient instincts. Thousands of years ago, dogs lived in packs where positioning mattered. The dog closest to the entrance often acted as the watcher. Even though your home is safe, your dog's brain still carries those instincts. So when they stand in the doorway, they might be thinking, "I'll go first. I'll check this. I'll make sure everything is safe." To them, it's not blocking, it's guarding. Part 4. The emotional side: separation awareness. Another powerful reason dogs block the doorway is something many owners don't realize. Dogs develop something called separation awareness. This doesn't always mean full separation anxiety, but it does mean your dog understands that when you leave, you might be gone for a long time. And dogs experience time very differently than humans. 10 minutes can feel long. A few hours can feel like an entire day. So when they stand in front of the door, they might be processing a simple thought: if you leave, when will you come back? Some dogs respond by following you everywhere, others become quiet, and some choose a very specific action. They place themselves between you and the exit, not aggressively, just gently, almost like a gentle protest. Part 5. Why some dogs sit instead of moving. One of the most interesting versions of this behavior happens when your dog sits directly in the doorway. No barking, no whining, just sitting. Animal behaviorists believe this is a form of passive communication. Instead of creating chaos or stress, your dog chooses a calmer signal. They're essentially saying, I know you're leaving, but I'm here. This behavior often appears in dogs that are highly bonded with their owners, emotionally sensitive, very observant of routines. These dogs don't panic, but they feel the moment deeply. So they pause, and they make you pause too. Part 6. What your reaction teaches your dog. Here's something most people don't realize. Your reaction in this moment actually shapes your dog's future behavior. If every time your dog blocks the door, you talk to them, pet them, smile at them, delay leaving, your dog learns something powerful. They learn that standing in the doorway gets your attention, and attention is one of the most valuable rewards in a dog's world. So over time, the behavior can become a ritual, almost like a goodbye ceremony. You reach the door, and your dog shows up, not just to block you, but to share one final moment of connection. Part 7. The beautiful truth behind it. When you really think about it, doorway blocking isn't a bad behavior at all. It's actually a small window into how deeply your dog cares about you. Your dog isn't thinking about work schedules or errands or appointments. They're thinking about you. Your dog knows when you arrive, they celebrate when you return, and sometimes they quietly stand in the doorway when you leave. Not because they want to trap you inside, but because in their simple and honest way, they're saying, before you go, remember that I'm here. So the next time you walk toward the door and your dog suddenly steps in front of you, pause for a second. Look down at them, give them a quick pat, a kind word, or even just eye contact. Because to your dog, that tiny moment might mean everything. And while you may only be leaving the house for a few hours, to them, that small goodbye is a reminder of the one thing they care about most: you.